Welcome back to the Saga of Oda Nobunaga. Today, we dive into a battle that didn't just change the course of a war, but rewrote the very rules of Japanese warfare forever. This is the story of how Oda Nobunaga, the great unifier, brought the mighty Takeda clan to its knees at the Battle of Nagashino. By 1575, the Takeda clan, led by the formidable Takeda Katsuyori, son of the legendary Takeda Shingen, was a force to be reckoned with. Their cavalry was the stuff of nightmares, considered the most powerful and feared military unit in all of Japan. They had ridden down countless enemies and saw themselves as invincible. After a series of victories, Katsuyori's confidence was at an all-time high. He decided to lay siege to Nagashino Castle, a key stronghold allied with Oda Nobunaga's partner, Tokugawa Ieyasu. Katsuyori likely thought this would be another easy victory, a stepping stone on his path to Kyoto and ultimate domination. He was wrong, deadly wrong. When news of the siege reached Nobunaga, he didn't just send a token force. He saw an opportunity, not just to save his ally, but to eliminate his greatest rival once and for all. He mobilized a massive army, an unprecedented force of 38,000 soldiers, combining his own men with those of Tokugawa Ieyasu. But Nobunaga wasn't just bringing numbers, he was bringing the future. He had been investing heavily in a new and controversial weapon, the arquebus, or matchlock firearm. Many traditional samurai lords looked down on these weapons. They were noisy, slow to reload, and considered dishonorable compared to the elegance of the sword and spear. The Takeda in particular believed their elite cavalry could simply overrun any formation of clumsy gunmen. Nobunaga was about to prove just how misguided that belief was. As the Oda Tokugawa army arrived near Nagashino, Nobunaga didn't seek a traditional open-field battle that would be playing to the Takeda's strength. Instead, he chose his ground carefully, a plain with a river, the Rengogawa protecting his flank. And here he enacted a stroke of military genius. He ordered his men to construct long wooden palisades, essentially sturdy fences stretching across the battlefield. These weren't just for defense. They were a trap designed to funnel and break the legendary Takeda cavalry charge. Behind these wooden walls, Nobunaga positioned his secret weapon, 3,000 arquebus. But he didn't just line them up. He organized them into rotating ranks. One rank would fire, then kneel to reload, while the next rank fired, and then the third. This simple but brilliant system created a continuous, devastating volley of fire, something no one in Japan had ever witnessed. It was a storm of lead waiting to be unleashed. The Takeda generals, veterans of countless battles, advised caution. They saw the strange wooden fences and the unusually large number of gunmen and felt something was wrong. But Takeda Katsuyori, blinded by pride and a string of easy victories, would not listen. He had inherited his father's army, but not his caution. He believed in the old ways, in the unstoppable spirit of his samurai cavalry. He ordered the charge. it was a decision that would seal the fate of his clan. As the iconic red-armored Takeda cavalry thundered across the plain, it must have been a terrifying sight. This was the charge that had broken so many armies before. They slammed into Nobunaga's lines, expecting to shatter them as they always had. But this time, they didn't meet fleeing foot soldiers. They met a solid wall of wood and a relentless storm of bullets. The first wave of horsemen was torn to shreds. Horses and riders screamed as they were mowed down, their charge broken before it even truly began. Undeterred, Katsuyori ordered another wave forward, and another, and another. Each time the result was the same. The rotating volleys of Nobunaga's gunners created a kill zone from which there was no escape. The pride of the Takeda, their peerless cavalry, was being systematically annihilated. The battlefield became a scene of utter carnage. Veteran Takeda commanders, legendary warriors who had served under Shingen himself, were shot down one by one. Yamagata Masakichi, Baba Nobuharu, Nato Mazatoyo, names that struck fear into the hearts of their enemies, all fell. They died trying to breach an unbreakable defense, their traditional samurai tactics rendered obsolete in a hail of gunfire. The Battle of Nagashino was no longer a contest of skill and bravery. It was a one-sided slaughter. Within hours, the once invincible Takeda army was shattered. Of the 15,000 men Katsuyori brought to the battle, an estimated 10,000 were lost, including most of his experienced leadership. It was a catastrophic, humiliating defeat. The aftermath was profound. Takeda Katsuyori fled the battlefield, his reputation and his army in ruins. The Takeda clan, which had been on the verge of conquering Japan, was now a shadow of its former self. They would never recover from the losses at Nagashino. For Nobunaga, it was a total triumph. He had not only defeated his rival, but had also validated his military philosophy. He proved that strategy, technology, and disciplined organization could overcome tradition and brute force. Nagashino marked the turning point in the Sengoku period. The age of the cavalry charge was over, and the age of gunpowder and modern tactics had begun. Oda Nobunaga had not just won a battle, he had ushered in a new era of warfare and solidified his position as the most powerful and forward-thinking leader in Japan. His path to unifying the nation was now clearer than ever. Thank you so much for joining us for this deep dive into the Battle of Nagashino. The story of Oda Nobunaga is filled with moments that changed history, and this is certainly one of the most dramatic. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about the incredible life of this great unifier, please hit that like button and subscribe to our channel. Don't forget to ring the notification bell so you won't miss our next episode. We'll see you next time on the Saga of Oda Nobunaga.